Or think that if you had the opportunity, you would just make faces in the phone all the time.
Yes, I do enjoy that. I do that for about 5 minutes in the phone before I hit go live. It's okay.
It's a pretty cool looking tree you got in the background there.
Hey, thanks. You guys like it? I have to tweak it a little bit. Move.
What the heck?
Oh.
Where'd you park your broom?
That's what it sounded like. Hey, what we talking about tonight, boy?
I thought we'd talk about good deeds. We talking about good deeds?
Was that Gingy? Hey, Gingy.
Gigi?
Good deeds?
Yeah, good deeds.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of a challenge. I'm going to start with this early. Tell me, stop. Already on my nerve. I got one nerve left.
Wow, you about bit my arm off.
Anyway, before I was interrupted.
Yeah.
While we're starting to talk about this, think about the last good deed is it did or done? Because you're going to correct me anyway, so I figured I would just head it off in the past and say, the last good deed that you completed. Did. What is the last good deed that you did?
He's got the southern twang.
Y'all. So think about that for a second. What is the last good deed you did? And then I'm going to talk about something for a second. What is a good deed? I was watching a YouTube video that my dad tagged me in. And I don't know. Call me sissy, call me a little girl, call me emotional, whatever. Yep, I just said all that. But I got blessed by a video that some old homeless guy was singing on YouTube today, and it was.
This dude could sing though.
Awesome.
Like, look that up on his page because this dude was really talented.
It was cool because I mean, think about it. His name is Homeless Herbie. I don't know what his story is. I would kind of like to meet him because of what he's doing and how he's affecting people, but that diffuser looks good in the background of my left shoulder.
Isn't that cool? Ooh, I wonder if you guys can hear it too. It's singing.
Anyway, Homeless Herbie is going around this neighborhood. This seems to be a urban neighborhood on city streets and sidewalks, and he's singing Hallelujah, the song. And it is, I love that song in the first place, but
sure,
just how he sings it in that raspy voice and the emotion and the passion he puts into it is just, it's a blessing. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the deeper side of it. What is his story? 237 says he bought me chocolate and that was Nicole, listen, let me tell you ahead of time about 237. 237 thinks chocolate is a cure for everything. It's what he used to get me to keep me off his back. Anyway, do you know who that is?
You want me to let that go? No, I don't, actually.
Sanfilippo.
Anyway. No, I mean, come on, it's chocolate.
So think about what he's doing. He is spreading a message, a Christian-based message, through song. And yes, of course, he's getting some donations or put in a bucket or a hat or whatever. But he doesn't have to do that. I mean, maybe it is his job, but he likes doing it and he enjoys doing it. And he's shaking hands and he's giving hugs and he's spreading good cheer.
Mm-hmm. Good
deeds. Now listen, guys, there's difference between good deeds and being a gentleman and having good manners. Okay, that's not the same thing. I mean, technically, if Brooke would stand up right now and I stood up with her, that would be being a gentleman. You know, paying her respect by standing up with her as she left the room or whatever. Opening the door for her is not a good deed. It's manners. It's being a gentleman. Opening the car door for her, pulling her chair out for dinner table. That's not a good deed, guys. Don't be taking the shortcut way out. What is the last good deed you done? Done.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Well,
right
I'm
now.
trying to be better.
This is amazing to me.
If my boss is watching me right now, he's laughing his buns off because I'm talking backwards or I'm talking my southern way. Anyway. Manners, you know, taking your elbows off the table is not a good deed. Chewing with your mouth closed is not a good deed.
Okay, so what is a deed that you did recently? A good deed?
Well, that's a good question, and I'll come back to that.
Well, you asked everybody else, so I figured.
I did.
I'm trying to think of one as well. You did. I'm gonna start twitching.
So, the other day, and this is kind of funny because I'm trying to prove a point here at the same time. The other day, I'm on my way home, and I'm in my work car, and I helped someone change a flat tire. As a matter of fact, I changed their tire for them.
Shocker.
So, guess what? It's one of my good deeds for the day, right? Nope. That's my job.
That's your job, but
Yep. So
they would appreciate that as a good deed for sure.
Yes. Something, the way that I would think a good deed is something that you do or something that you provide for somebody that benefits them and costs something to you, whether it be time or money or effort or whatever. So what have you done lately?
Can I give a story?
Absolutely.
Because Troy would never, ever want me to tell this story on Facebook. And that's exactly why I'm going to tell it on Facebook Live. Maybe you just wouldn't tell this story personally.
I'm a little bit worried right now.
It's a really good story, and you have no reason to be worried. But he would never want people to know this. But he came home one day. Oh, this has been a couple years ago because you were like working overnight or something, or maybe you had a detail. He came across a guy that was apparently homeless and didn't have shoes, and came home from his shift at work and said, "I'll be right back." Grabbed a pair of shoes and drove back out and found this guy and gave him his pair of shoes. When he, it was in the morning, like you were headed to bed, but you couldn't go to sleep knowing that guy out there. And he was like all the way on the other end of the county. It's not like he was down the road and, yeah, I'll just run down there real quick. Like he had to go to the other end of the county and like hunt for this guy, even find him, and then, obviously give him a pair of shoes. And he would never, ever tell people that because he's not doing that to tell everybody he's doing that. He's doing it because the poor guy needed a pair of shoes. That's a good deed.
Yes, it was. Rachel, that's been a couple years back. Thank you. I appreciate that. And we all do that.
Probably Rachel, one of the details she set up.
We all
I know
do
he
that.
had a lot of details through you, Rachel. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you sharing
I
that.
actually, sidebar, as the admin of the house who tracks details, I appreciate you, Rachel, because you were always easy to work with. Like, if I needed information, he could call you and bam, you had it. So we like you. You're great.
So back to the topic. That was very nice of you to share that. And that's what it's all about. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or
It's a good
anything like
example,
that.
though.
It is a good example. But any of us would do that. Any of us would take the extra time. And if we...
No. The sad truth is, that's actually pretty special.
He didn't have shoes and it was cold. And, he didn't have the means to get shoes. And I had some. I had extra. So I thought, who am I to be at my house, in my warm house, and have two pairs of shoes and him not have any?
Right.
It's crazy.
But don't you guys agree? Like, the sad truth is, that's not that common. Like, everybody wouldn't necessarily do that. They would go home. They'd be like, gosh, he's all the way on the other end of the county. Who knows if I'm even going to find him when I go back out with these he's home. Like, where is he? We don't know. Did you have to, like, look for him for a little bit? Or was he in the same spot?
He was close to the same spot.
Okay.
I remember where that was at now.
Why are we out of focus? Oh my gosh, that was like magic.
Yeah, I'm magic like that.
Oh my gosh, you guys see that? That's hilarious. He like sprinkled fairy dust on it and we went back in focus.
Was it going to be fairy dust?
That's all we had to do.
Anyway.
I don't know, because you went like this.
So what good deed have you done lately? What good deed have you done lately?
Me? Oh
Yes.
gosh, I should have thought about this.
Well, one thing I will tell you about Brooke. So, what's up, George? Man, I haven't seen that name for a minute. So one thing I'll tell you about Brooke is, and we didn't talk about this before we started the little show, but Brooke and I, mainly her idea, decided to have a certain amount of money and buy people's meals for about a week or a week and a half. Remember that? Up north? And it was kind of cool because they didn't know we were going to do it. And not knowing and being anonymous is kind of like tithing or...
Are you talking about like in drive-thrus?
Yeah.
Or okay, yeah.
So that was a very...
We like to do that from time to
It's
time.
a good deed. It's costing you but benefiting others.
And can I just say, like, a lot of this video is meant to like bring us to a place of awareness with it, because how many of you go through a drive-through just for a coffee, or hopefully not a lot of food? That's another video. But how many of you go through, like we all go through drive-throughs for different things, right? And so how often do we actually even consider, I'm gonna pay for the car behind me? Like, so many of us, like when that idea hits us, it's like, oh my gosh, that's so fun. That is so freaking fun. I'm gonna do it right now. But we don't think about it, right? And so I think like this video is to, ourselves included, to help us be more aware of those opportunities to have such an impact on somebody's day. I mean, what is that person behind you going through? It could be a wide variety of things, right? And if somebody just randomly buys their breakfast, it's the gesture that is going to move them, right? I mean, of course they could be in financial trouble, but more often than not, it's probably just a gesture like, holy moly. And then it's contagious, right? And then they do it for somebody else.
That's what makes us Merkins.
Merkins.
Merkins. That's what makes us Merkins, because we do things for each other.
Can you guys give us some examples of some good deeds? And we're asking you to do this, so you don't have to feel like bad about being braggy or something.
Yeah.
But
we want examples.
kind of out of focus again. Yeah, do your thing. Oh my gosh.
It works.
That's a pretty good pun.
Molly Sue. At work, all my staff are taking on a family who is struggling this year to provide Christmas for their 3 kids. We do this every year. Molly, at my work, we do the same thing, and I've already given to that, and that is very Christmas spirity. That is very giving. That, my friend, is a good deed. That's a good example.
Very good example. Thank you for that, Molly.
Just thank you for being you. See how that turns around? It's not, thanking you for doing the good deed. It's thanking you for being you.
Right.
It's good stuff.
And again, that stuff is contagious.
Yes. Yes. Plus, it is the season. Remember the reason for the season, and it is the season to help people out. There's a lot of people out there with misfortune.
I thought you were going to start rapping.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Anywho. Anybody have any other examples? What you got?
Oh, it's just you.
It's just me.
It's just you.
All right. So, what else you got for an example? Anything?
Oh my gosh, like I should have thought about this more.
Yeah, maybe I should have prepared you more, sorry.
Because we'll get off this video and be like, oh, we should have talked about this and this. There's probably lots of good examples for
Sacrificing
good deeds.
Your time.
I got a good one.
Good.
I don't even know if this is borderline good deed. Borderline. But just another moment of just like being aware. I was driving down the road the other day through a construction area, just one lane, and there was a barrel that somebody hit, one of the big traffic barrels, orange barrels. Somebody hit it, and then it's just laying in the middle of the only open lane. And the car in front of me tries so hard. They go down to about 1 mile an hour, and they're squeezing by this orange barrel. And I'm like, for real? Like, you could just move it. Wow, did that ever occur to people? Did that ever occur to people? I hit my 4-ways, and I made sure it was safe to do so because I had traffic behind me. But I made sure that they saw me and they saw what I was doing. But I hit my 4-ways, and I jumped out and I moved the stinking barrel and threw it off the side of the road. That's not, like, I don't know that falls into good deed, but I'm pretty sure the people behind me appreciated it, especially because they were big dump trucks. They would have had to move it had I not. And how bad does it look like squeezing by that? Like, just move it. But again, I just don't even think it necessarily occurs to us in the rushing around of our days, right? And that's what the point that we're trying to drive home today is, to be aware of those little opportunities we have to do something for somebody else.
Yeah, wake up and smell the coffee. It's not all about you. There are other people in the world as well.
Ooh.
Just saying. George Harlow. We enjoy giving really big tips to restaurants, $1,500. That's outstanding, because that person working the restaurant, getting the low pay that they get, and having to put up with some of the people that they have to put up with, and getting that good tip, man, you just made their week.
Yeah, that's a really good example.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I used to be a server, and it wasn't my thing. I didn't get a whole lot of good tips. It just wasn't really my thing. I made sure your food was good and hot and it was right, but I wasn't the friendliest person. So when things like that happen, seriously, it really does. It really does bless someone.
Renee Roberts, Angel Tree Gifts, do it every year. I'm not sure what is
Angel Tree. Well, a lot of like churches do Angel Tree, so they will.
You like your little people for the shelves?
No. So Angel Tree, it can be a variety of things. In my experience, it'll be like needy children or like, Believers does Angel Tree where you take a name, remember, off the tree and you buy specifically for that child because they're typically like low-income families. And so, a lot of times churches have Angel Tree where you can buy for someone or multiple people.
Renee gave extra $5 coupons at Aldi a couple of weeks ago. People were giddy. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool, Renee.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Molly Sue, same thing. Same too.
Okay.
Rachel was a server as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's good to get experience in being a server, like life experience. You learn a lot doing that job, but that was not for me.
Yeah.
My mom was a server for like 30 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a long time.
She loved it. She loved serving. Different strokes for different folks. And yeah, just to do a quick plug-in, we all have different gifting, guys. So run with what you're good at. And it's okay to like not be into something else and just run with what you're good at because we all have different gifting.
Yes, that's exactly right. And that's pretty cool because she says that gifting. And when you know you're a giver, gifts for kids whose parents are in prison. That's another good one.
Wow. Good one, Renee.
Rachel's got one. I would say my good deed is not trashing my soon-to-be ex's truck when he starts dating a new girl.
Oh, my God.
Rachel.
Good for you, Rachel.
Oh, boy.
Not trashing my soon-to-be ex's truck.
Anyway, that's a good deed.
Well, though I'm sorry about that situation.
So, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's Rachel's fault.
Thanks, Rachel.
Just kidding. Giving. I mean, giving is a gift. If you're giving to somebody and it blesses you and overwhelms you with happiness and gives you all warm and fuzzy inside and it satisfies your mood and makes you extremely happy, you're a giver. So this is one of those things. Sure it does. That's just one of those things where if that's your thing, holy moly, keep doing it because it not only blesses the people that you're giving things to, but it blesses you at the same time.
I honestly, because to just be straight with you guys, like giving and serving, I don't score high in those areas when you take like, your gifting testing and all that stuff. I'm just being straight with you guys. I don't score high. So I love to learn from people that do have that gifting. Troy absolutely has that gifting. He loves to give you like to serve for sure, but giving, like he lives for giving. So I can kind of learn some things from him. I know that I've learned, like actually the buying stuff for people in drive-thrus, I learned from like one of the top givers I've ever known in my life. So we can learn from those people as well. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. We had a few examples. That's awesome. Thank you guys for watching. I'm not sure what you want to throw in there as far as the Christmas or Thanksgiving or the end of the month or what's going on. Anything? This is her squirrel look. She's not real sure what to say.
Well, I would say as you guys go into tomorrow, look for those little opportunities to do a good deed.
Yeah, I think it's kind of
weird. We will as well.
But it's kind of neat to hear those stories. So if you don't want to put it on Facebook or you don't want to tell anybody else, just inbox me or text me. Most of you have my number. I'd love to hear the story. Probably give you a call and share. It's kind of cool. It's
such a balance. Like, we don't want to brag about that work, right? Because then it's selfish.
Right.
But at the same time, it's very helpful to share with someone. Like I said, the idea of buying stuff for people behind you in a drive-thru, what if somebody didn't tell me that they did that? I mean, I'm sure eventually I would have heard of it because that's been quite a while ago. But I'm sure eventually I would have heard about it, but through somebody who did it. So it's okay to like tell people as long as it's not.
Yeah, don't brag about it.
Yeah, so like for selfish purpose, yeah, like bragging. So, But yeah, I mean, I think that's all we have.
Yeah, I just want to talk
we can
about good
mention
deeds.
bulletproof, but otherwise, I don't think I really have anything.
If you do get, yeah, we can mention bulletproof. But real quick, if you guys get a chance, take 4 minutes and go back through my page and watch Homeless Herbie. Hold on, there's one from Dad. Buying groceries for people several times at different times of the year. Get in line behind them and tell the cashier just to keep on ringing up until they're finished with mine. And that's awesome.
There's Bill included in mine.
Yeah, hi Dad. He always says hi Dad. This is kind of a good neat thing to throw out about Dad. Dad gets extra money, and it's a blessing for him to bless other people. I've seen him do that several times. Not only to my family, but many other families as well. It's a blessing for him to bless other people. So God bless Dad and people like him. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's a good man. But try to find yourself in that spot to do something nice. Not what you're supposed to do, not being mannerly or gentlemanly or your job, but do a little bit extra. Something that costs you but benefits somebody else. It doesn't have to be a lot. It really doesn't. $2, $3, and talk about Dad giving several $100 and George Harlow giving $100 and people giving coupons. That's outstanding.
Yeah, but I
helps.
mean, even like outside of money, because
Yeah,
a
it
lot
doesn't
of
have to
what
be
we're
money.
talking about is money. So what about the person who's putting their cart away at the grocery store and you're headed that way anyway? Do you grab their cart for them?
Sure do.
Yeah, I mean, little things like that we can really open our eyes to and be more aware of. And again, when we raise our hands, we know that we can be more aware as well. We're not
Absolutely.
experts on this, and
No.
we're not telling you to model yourselves after us by any means. But it's a good example of little times where we can just be aware of people around us.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing for other people?
Yep.
Yeah. So, is that all you have? And then-
Yeah, it is. Go
Okay.
do bulletproof thing. And
Yeah, guys, we're running another Bulletproof on Saturday, so that's just at our house. Bulletproof is all health and wealth. We do that with Taylor Walls, and who is a friend of ours. And so we have excellent information on natural health, excellent information on financial. I don't know if I want to say financial peace because that sounds like I'm endorsing Dave Ramsey, though we love Dave Ramsey. Yeah, so just like financial choices and that kind of thing. Bulletproof is a fun event. Mr. Bulletproof is going to be there, which is hilarious, just so you know. And it's just food, hanging out with people, and it's resources. We're not selling anything there. It's truly just awesome information
Just come visit.
that we're giving away. We give resources, so anything you want to pursue, we'll give you that information to do that. But Bulletproof is just about handing out excellent information to you guys and
Call it a
hanging
good
out
deed.
for the fun of it. So
Call it a good deed.
call it a good deed. That's a good point.
Come and visit.
That's a good point. So that is open to the public. So if anybody would like to come to that, it's just at our house. So private message us. We'll get you the address, and we probably won't do another one for a little bit, just with Christmas coming up. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, come hang out with us. It'll be fun. And if any of my team is watching this from this past weekend, I just want to say thank you for being amazing. This is a really busy, to talk about Young Living for a second, this is a really busy time of year. Coming off of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday. So if you're not on my team, thank you for putting up with all of my posts. But my team is phenomenal. I watched them help so many people and stop what they're doing and just put people priority that have questions and support, and I'm not sure what to do here, and they were stopping their lives to help people. So I have an amazing team, so I just want to really just call them out on being amazing. So
Did she say amazing? I'm not sure if she did.
yeah, well, it's the only word I can come up with because that's what they are. So our people are just so cool. That's all I have.
All right, then.
Share your good deeds with us.
Hey, somebody says
Give
happy
people
holidays.
good ideas.
Somebody says happy holidays. Correct them, would you?
People do
Merry
celebrate
Christmas.
different holidays.
I know. I shouldn't be so... You're right.
But if you celebrate Christmas, say Christmas.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, peace out. Be safe. Thanks for tuning in. Brooke and Troy Show. What's this now?
We out, huh?
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
See you guys. You're gonna push the stop button.
Apparently. All right, guys. Yeah. See you at Bulletproof Saturday. And next week on something. We don't know what topic.
Yeah, send us a topic for crying out loud.
Good night, guys.